Wow. Hmm. What a week, eh? In the media, the news, with the sad news of Henry Nowak. So young, had his life ahead of him and his life taken away like that. It's so sad. And his case, what happened to him specifically, is an example of how the system in the UK is so arbitrary. Arbitrary. I'm trying to get the word right. What you saw there, what happened to Henry Nowak at the time of the incident, the murder, and in my opinion, the racist murder of Henry Nowak, was anti-racism. Why do I say that? Because there is a culture within the institutions in the UK, a culture pushed by woke individuals, woke social justice individuals. And let me tell you something, social justice is not true justice. At that time when Henry Nowak was dying, this was social justice he was getting. They put him in handcuffs. That's what they call social justice. On the altar of multiculturalism. Absolutely disgusting. So we're not going to legitimately give Henry Nowak justice and help him survive. That did not even come across. That did not even come across as a good thing to do for the police. Because don't forget, they told him as he was begging for help, as he was saying, "I can't breathe," you know, and he was gasping for air, gargling, and he said, "I've been stabbed." I don't think so, mate. It's infuriating. I saw the clip, I saw the video, and it is infuriating when you watch it. It's just that I've let it simmer down before I record this video, okay? And now obviously I'm giving my opinions on this video. What will I say? What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? So what Henry Nowak got was anti-racism, which really is racism. An extreme form of anti-racism, so much that he died from it. The extremists there was Digwa, the murderer, and the police in that video, in the treatment they gave to Henry Nowak. I want to be real. It was that bad. Absolutely disgusting. So sadly, Nowak died instead of being given the proper emergency treatment that he needed. Yeah, and Dig was a racist, and he's the one who called the police, told the emergency services, "Oh, this white man's being racist to. I'm being racially attacked or abused or whatever." But he's trying to make it out that he had been racially been mistreated to cover up for his lynching actions that he took against Henry Nowak. Let's be honest. Nowak was racially butchered, sadly. And I don't want to spend too long on this now. Gotta bring this to a close. So what we are seeing here is how the left, who have authority in the institutions in the UK, and the police service being one of them, how they wear hypocrisy, double standards as a badge of honor, and they push it under the false guise of being anti-racism. They push it under the false guise of being, under the false guise of, being just, socially just, and they push it because the left are so good at language and manipulating people through words. They're so good at it, and they know how to manipulate people. It's not working, I've got to say, regarding this Henry Nowak thing, but you can see the tactics. They put so much so that David Lammy, the Justice Secretary, say the police cannot always treat people equally. There you go. You know what? David Lammy, for once, you've spoken the truth. Well done. Well done. We now know what you're about. And I should go out and say this. Labour, a racist party. The racism of the left, especially a party like Labour, is that they are the ones in power. So they know how to manipulate things so that they may push racism more within society. They won't say it up front, but we're seeing the effects of it. We're seeing the effects of it. This is the double standards, the hypocrisy, and the left wears it like a badge of honor, and they're unashamed about it. They're unashamed about it. And even Starmer, okay, at least he has expressed his condolences to the family and so on, which is good thing. He should have done that. Took him long enough, Wouldn't give Henry Nowak a knee like he gave to George Floyd. Well, I say to George Floyd, I mean for George Floyd. But yeah, so but he refused to recognize the racial nature of this crime that was done to Henry Nowak. Hey, I've just got to be real. I got to leave it there, So yeah, I think we just need to remember that these people. This is where I want to leave it now. And this is an example of how they like to deconstruct society. What happened with Henry Nowak. If you think of construction, if you think of construct, if you're thinking of a construction site, you're building up, isn't it? You build up and so on. Whereas the left, under the guise of progressivism, they do the opposite of construction. They do deconstruction. That means take apart, pull apart, bring down. Under progressivism, deconstruction. And they're hitting this country from a lot of angles. Mass uncontrolled immigration. Taxation gone mad. People being taxed so much just for benefits, and there's more people on benefits than the taxes that they even take in as well. You know, that came out the other week. And then obviously here we see what David Lammy said, the police won't always treat people from different backgrounds equally. I believe one thing, and I'll leave it here, I promise, I'll leave it here. As Jesus said, do unto others as you want done unto you. That's a standard. That should be the golden rule. But as you know, these Marxists, these Fabians, these establishment creatures, they look down on the truth of Christ. On the principles, at least, okay? On the principles that built this nation up. The Christian principles. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you for checking this out. And I just thought I'd express my feelings on the matter. Take care.